Hello students, welcome to Nilagiri YouTube channel. In previous video, we have discussed syllabus of third sem. In computer science, third sem, we have paper data structure. Data structure. Today, we discussed about what is data structure and what are the types of data structures. Today we will discuss. First, what is data structure? So in this data structure, there are the two words. One is data, and another one is structure. First, what is data? Anyone can answer? No, what is data? So generally we use the word biodata. What do you mean by biodata? If you describe about yourself, just like your name, your father name, your village, your date of birth, your address, all those things. If you describe those things, that is biodata. That is data about yourself. See what that means? The facts about an object. Whatever we describe about an object is called as a data. For example, it is chart. Color is white color. The length is just 2 meters, 2 centimeters. What is the radius? So those is the data. Simply, whatever we describe about an object is called as a data. So generally, data may be text, numbers, audio, video. So in our data structure, while writing a program, we C language or C++, we use numbers and text. Here, how data means numbers and text. Structure, how this data is organized. How the data is organized. That is the data structure. That means, if you take an object has some properties. Those properties are the data of that object. How those properties are organized properly. For example, student is an object. Student roll number 101. Student name, some Sai Teja. Student group, MPCS. Student address, for example, Ramagiri. So, name, these are all the data. How this data is organized, how this data is represented in the computer memory, that is called as a data structure. Simply, data structure is a representation of data. Data structure is a representation of data. Representation of data of an object. So if you take an object, what is the data of an object? If you take a student is an object. What is the data of the student? So that representation is called as a data structure. Not only representation of data, but also representation of operations on data. Operations on data. If you take an object, for example, in a bank there is an account, bank customer is there. So what is the data of a bank customer? Customer account number, customer ID, customer name, balance amount, those are all the data. What operations you can perform? Depositing an amount, withdrawing amount, balance. Those are the operations. So the proper representation of data and the operations is called as a data structure. Is called as a data structure. So generally, this data may be two types. Data may be two types. One is a primary data. Another one is a secondary data. Or you can say that instead of secondary, you can say that composite data. Primary data, secondary. Secondary data, you can say that composite. Primary data means single data that cannot be broken down, that cannot be broken down, that cannot be divided. So for example, marks. How many marks we have got? You can see that 962. That is a final. You cannot divide that one. So for example, you can see that name. What is your name? For example, K Sai Teja. Here we can divide this data into parts. How? K is the surname, Sai Teja is the student name. This is the surname, this is the name. So we can divide the data into parts. That is called as a composite data. If the data cannot divide it into further, that is called as a primary data. So how this primary data and composite data is represented, that will be discussed the data structure. Now we will see types of data structures. Types of data structures. So generally there are 4 types of data structures are there. 4 types of data structures are there. One is primitive data structure, and non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structure and non-primitive data structure. Primitive data structure means primary data. The data structure represents the primary data, that is called as a primitive data structure. So generally all primitive data types are built-in data types. What are the built-in data types? In every C language and C++ you have studied built-in data types: int, float, char, long, double, short. Those are called as a built-in data types. So these built-in data types are primitive data types. Next, coming to non-primitive data types. Non-primitive data structure discuss about the composite data. Composite data means the data that can be further divided. So whatever the data structure that we will discuss about the composite data is called as a non-primitive data structures. So generally in C language we use a concept called as a structure. In C++ we use a concept called as a class to organize the non-primitive data structure. That means composite data can be organized by using structure in C language, class in C++. So this is one type of data structure, primitive and non-primitive data structure. Next one is a linear data structure, linear and non-linear data structure. The name has suggested linear, non-linear. Linear, there may be a sequence. There may be a sequence that is called as a linear data structure. In linear data structure, the elements are arranged in a particular order. That means for every element, for every data, there must be a predecessor and a predetermined successor. Here we can say that there is no predecessor of A, but there is a successor of A, that is B. Yet B successor is C. C predecessor is B. B predecessor is A. Predecessor means first, before. Successor is after. So we can say that this is the first one, this is the second one, this is the third one. So linear, sequence. So that is called as a linear data structure. If you arrange the data linearly, that is a linear data structure. So in third chapter we study a concept of stack. The second chapter we study a topic called as a queue. These both are linear data structures. Next, non-linear data structure. In non-linear data structure, the data arranged in a random manner, not a sequential manner. The data can be arranged either hierarchical order. This is the hierarchical order. Next, it can be arranged in a network model. Either it can be arranged in a network model. This is it. Just like in cell phone tower. This is one tower. This is one tower. This is one tower. These two towers may be equal. These two towers may be equal. But this is a hierarchical manner. So this is a parent. These are the child nodes. This is a pair. For example, this is a name. The name, there are two parts: surname and name. So like this, if the data is arranged like this, it is case a non-linear data structure. But we cannot say that B is a predecessor, A is a successor. So that this way is a non-linear data structure. So these are the linear data structure, non-linear data structure. So next third one is static data structure and dynamic data structure. Static and dynamic data structure. Static and dynamic data structure. Static data structure means static. You are always static. You are always static means you are fixed. Static means fixed. So we cannot change based on the situation. At your home, you will think once. You will keep one concept in your mind. You will work on that concept only. We cannot change based on the situation. That is a static. That means static data structure means size of the data structure. Especially size of the data structure will be mentioned during the compilation of the program. That means memory will be allocated for this data structure during the compilation. For example, I said that there are the 10 data items are there. During the program, I told that just for example, I declare an array variable integer a of 10. How much memory is allocated for integer? 1 integer, 2 bytes. 10 integers, 20 bytes of memory is allocated. So during the compilation of the memory, 20 bytes of memory is allocated. But during the execution, I stored only 5 integers. For 5 integers, actually they require 5 into 10 bytes of memory. But it is allocating 20 bytes of memory. But based on this situation, the data structure cannot reduce the remaining 10 bytes. But automatically remaining 10 bits of memory is wasted. That is the disadvantage of the static data structure. That is a static. Simple static data structure means the memory is allocated during the compilation of the program. During the runtime, we cannot increase or decrease the memory. That is a static data structure. Next, dynamic data structure means that the memory is allocated during the runtime. So while executing the program, while running the program, it asks for how many number of bytes of memory is allocated. Based on this data we have entered, the memory is allocated. In C language, we are studied about the dynamic array. So the dynamic array can be created by using the dynamic data structures can be created by using the dynamic arrays. In C++, we have used a concept of pointers. We can create the dynamic data structures. Simply, static data structures means the memory is allocated during the compilation. Dynamic data structure means the memory is allocated during the runtime, so that the memory can be increased or decreased based on the number of values the user entered. So that is the dynamic data structure. The last one is the direct or sequence access data structure. We have direct data access, right? Direct access data structure, sequence access data structure. Direct access data structure. That means if there are the 10 values are there, these 10 values are stored in a computer memory location. So we can access any item directly. So this is the one data structure. This is the first value stored here, second value stored here, third value stored here, fourth value stored here. So I mentioned sequence. So at that time we can access any data item directly. That is called as a direct access. Sequence access means if you want to access this data item, first of all you have to read these two also. First of all you have to read these two also. That means to read an nth value, we have to read n minus 1 values also. That is a sequence access. So generally the best example for sequence access is a tape recorder, cassettes. So generally if you want to listen to the sixth video, if you want to listen to the sixth song, you have to forward to the front. Directly you cannot jump into the sixth video. But if you use the CD, we can access direct the sixth video without forwarding, without listening to the previous 5 videos. So that is called as a sequential and direct access data structures. So these are the types of data structures: primitive, non-primitive, linear, non-linear, static, dynamic sequence structures. Most. So for example, you say that static. So static is a linear data structure. Whether it is a static or dynamic, whether it is a static or dynamic, static or dynamic, that depending on which concept we are using. If we use arrays, that becomes static data structure. That becomes direct access data structure. Next, if we use pointers, that is a concept of linked list. The third unit we will study linked list. To represent a data structure, if we use a linked list, that may be a dynamic data structure, but it is a sequence access data. That means, so linear data structures may be static or dynamic. A linear data structure may be a static or dynamic. If you use arrays, that becomes static. If you use linked list, that becomes the dynamic. Next thing, linear data structure may be a direct or sequence. If you use arrays, that is a direct. If you use the linked list, that is a sequence. One more. So non-linear data structure, we have the concept tree and graph. Third unit we have. In previous video we have discussed the syllabus. In the third unit we have the concept tree and graph. Both are the non-linear data structures. Both are the non-linear data structures. Here also, if you use arrays, tree may be static. If you use the linked list, that may be a dynamic. So these are the types of data structure. In the first unit, second unit, third unit, we will discuss about these data structures only. These data types and data structures. The second topic, the second chapter here, now the arrays. The next class, next video, I will go to the how we are going to represent the data structure using arrays. How we are using the arrays to represent a data structure. Once we discuss about the arrays, we can know what is stack, what is tree. Once we discuss about the linked list, it is easy to know tree and graph. So in the next video, we will discuss about the arrays. Okay. So write the notes. Just at least write down what is the data structures. If you have any doubts, just post in WhatsApp. Okay.